Have you been running the gauntlet of family sedans? There's a ton of them. Toyota came to the party with the new 2012 Toyota Camry. I'm sitting in front of an XLE, the all-new 12 XLE at that, in a new color, Cypress Pearl. I'm inside now, so the paint isn't as excellent as it is outside in the sun. It's pretty deep. It looks really good. But this is a sharp car. I think that grille is a little bit carried over from the old Camry Hybrid, but it's different. It's restyled. It looks nice on the car. This is the Camry with some styling, and it's not to say that the old ones weren't styled well. It's just that this one is styled so much better. The inside, they do some two-tone on the seats. It looks good. The whole dashboard layout is different. Got stitching on the dash. It's like leather on the dash. The thing looks cool. Toyota brought back the 60/40 split fold rear seat, so I think a lot of people will be happy to see that. They can get that on the 12 Camry XLE, where in the old days they can only get it on the LE. XLE still have standard smart keyless entry, so with the press of a button, you can lock the door, and by touching the door, we can unlock it and enter. The smart key looks about the same as it had for years, where we've got this machine that we leave in our pocket, because when we walk up to the car knows we are there. Lights on the inside will turn on. You really don't have to push that button, but I'm going to show you the back. What's going on in there? I think style is what's happening back there, and it looks good. We're happy to see that 60/40 split fold again. I can't say it enough. But more of the same with the back seat, where you've got a decent amount of space. You got good leg room. You got good leg room for people that have to sit in the back. Concave the back of the seats a bit more aggressively than we have in the past. So that should give us a bit more knee room, and we still have our space for feet underneath the seat. XLE has always had the rear vents for air and heat vents underneath the floor. To the ceiling, some personal lights here. But look at the front. Look at that dash, that's awesome. You've got kind of a matte finish chrome and some wood grain. We've got white stitching on the black leather on the top of the dashboard. Redesigned steering wheel. Redesigned doors. Look at the center stack here. Great big cup holders. Kind of an updated and more modern design of the shifter, the shift knob itself. And if you can see this, variable heated seats finally. We've had, for years, your heated seats in an XLE, they're on or off, but now they're variable. I think a lot of people will like that. This XLE has a feature called blind spot monitor, and once I hit the start button, you'll see them just kind of light up. So they're on the mirror. They're going to be just there on the side. They're actually on the glass face, and they illuminate when something's in your blind spot. So I'm going to hit the start button. So those orange lights come on. So you're driving along down the highway, there's a car to your left. So he's just behind the driver's door, but hasn't yet cleared the rear bumper. That light will stay on, and it'll indicate that there's a car in your blind spot. It will then flash if you turn your turn signal on. Happens on both mirrors. The dashboard layout is excellently done. We'll find tachometer, we'll find the engine temperature gauge in that LCD there, outside temperature and shift reference, speedometer, fuel gauge, and then we'll have instant and running average fuel economy as a gauge on the right side. The instant fuel economy are LEDs that climb up the side of that gauge on the bottom right. And then that little screen there in the center, average MPG, shows us a numerical readout of what the fuel economy actually is. On the dashboard left, there's the button to activate or deactivate the blind spot monitor. The traction control is there as well. Headlight controls and wipers in their typical Toyota locations. Same with cruise. But this bad boy is pretty nice. In the old days, we could only control volume and station presets, but now I've got a lot more control over the whole nav system. I have the same mode button that will toggle the modes, AM, FM, XM, CD player, USB port for an iPod, but I can actually toggle through my presets with the four buttons there. I can control the volume, and I can push back, because this is an N-Tune system that's going to give you the ability to connect your phone wirelessly, use your phone's data to stream Pandora to the car. to do Bing searches. So if you're searching for something specific, you're gonna Google. You're gonna Bing. Imagine the Microsoft folks just got angry with me. But if you're gonna Bing search, say you need a pair of flippers or what have you. I needed flippers this weekend. Search it, find it, and have it integrate right into your navigation. And that'll all come with the Entune, and this actually has that system installed on it. Bluetooth controls a little bit bigger. I think they'll be a little bit easier for people to get through simply because they are bigger and they're in a better location. Previously they were here on the spoke, but now putting them up here makes a lot more sense. This button would end an incoming call or end a current phone call. This would answer an incoming call or activate the system. Talk switch, we can talk to the nav, give it voice commands including address, points of interest, and phone commands. Great job with Toyota in the Entune infotainment. So not only do we have XM radio, but we now can offer HD radio. And HD, Z104 is a HD source. It's interesting, when you first tune it in, it may not be the HD signal for 2 seconds, and then it'll kick in, the HD indicator comes on, and you can actually tell the difference. It's just a little bit better sound quality. I think it's better than XM. I'm not sure what the real data is, but it sounds really nice. So it's no charge. It's built into the car. There's no monthly or yearly subscription fee. You just use it. And while we're there, look at how much simpler the audio controls are. There's just a great big audio button. There's not 7 buttons that used to exist on the left side. They're just audio. Seeking radio stations or tracks on a CD. And below it, you can see that's new JBL high-end stereo. It's 10 speakers. The Green Edge technology is a little bit less energy use, but man, the stereo sounds great. It's a nice change from the last model year Camry. This guy obviously is all touchscreen, but I can do all that business from the steering wheel as well, so I can get through my presets. I can change my presets, and you can see that I can toggle through them before I commit to it. So I can just zip through them, hit the center button, and activate it. The phone button's very simple to get to. We just hit it. Comes up. There's no phone connected. Do we want to connect a phone? We'll do that later, but yeah, absolutely we would. Connect that phone for data, for the Entune system, and we connect it for Bluetooth streaming audio. For example, if you have an iPhone, you can play your music wirelessly. If you have a normal phone with Bluetooth, connect it and make your phone calls hands-free. Kind of interesting. We will fuel consumption information on the screen. We'll also get a little tire pressure information. We can see where our pressures lie. It's kind of nice. And then the apps button brings up some of the info for the Entune system. So obviously this would bring us to our nav, Bing search, Pandora streaming audio, weather information, sports, stock information. We can find fuel prices, see traffic data from for the map, for the navigation, and eventually there's a little email button there. You're able to put pictures up there, and get calendars synced to the car as well. So this is a huge step in the correct direction for the new infotainment systems. I'm going to back you up to the apps button and show you the nav real quick. Yep, I'll be safe. Thank you. Kind of cool. This lets us see the nav in 2 different ways. We can see, the typical sky view where it's 2-dimensional. We're looking down. But we can also change that to a new 3D kind of appearance. I think that takes some getting used to, but it's pretty cool because we can really see. I'll wait till you see it. You can better understand, what's back there. If we were to cross High Crossing Boulevard, what's back there? And you can see the street names are lighting up. They're kind of staying dim unless we're real close to it. Then they pop right up. And you can see the traditional kind of points of interest for businesses and that sort of thing. There's a backup camera with this guy as well. When we shift him into reverse, we'll see what's behind us, and it'll give you the 2 lines so you can see where the car is going to end up if you continue straight or on your path. There's also going to be a red line there so you know you're about 9 inches from banging the car into something. Moving on, let's talk about temperature control. I love Toyota for simplifying things. Every time we change cars, we simplify. And this is another perfect example. And I say that because I've got driver temperature at 72, passenger at 69. I can see the information here, and if I make a change, I'll also see it up top on the nav screen. When the car is running in auto, it controls the fan speed and the vents on its own, but I can manually change those down here. And it's a really nice backlit system. It looks like some LED backlighting back there. It's not obtrusive, it's not bright, it's perfect. Twist the knobs here to change our temperature. And the knobs have nice feedback. They're firm, they don't just twist real easily, they're firm. They feel great. I had mentioned earlier that we had some variable heated seats. We do, and that's a welcomed add to the car. We have that kind of door that we've had in Camry in years, and inside there we should find a USB port and a 12-volt power outlet. It's going to be hard for you to see. Glove box a little different. She pops down. It's big. There's a great big owner's manual in there now, but nice way to pop that down. Comes down real soft and looks good. And moving back a little bit, XLE still has its sliding center console, so we can move that armrest up a little bit and make it more comfortable for you to sit in. And it pops open. Got a good amount of storage there. And like we've had for years in Camry, the cell phone storage there with the 12-volt power outlet. Another great job on the change of this car. Did a wonderful job. Just sit you back a little bit and get you a look around. Interior looks good. The seats feel very good. The leather is very soft. It's very nice. It's actually a nice change from what we had last year. It feels good. I think I may have mentioned it before, but we now have Safety Connect optional in the Camry, so there's our Safety Connect button. This will give us alerts. It'll alert a call center if we crash the car, if airbags deploy, but we can also call in an emergency that we see on the highway, and we can dispatch roadside assistance to the car. So if you have a flat tire and need somebody to change it, the Safety Connect comes with 1 year subscription, so call it in. They'll send a truck, help you out. So that's it. That's the 2012 Toyota Camry XLE. Very nice looking car. If you have a question, send me an email, give me a call. This is Nate Reason with John Lancaster Toyota, Madison, Wisconsin.